Hello, my name is Anneliese Amoah, and I'm a poet who wrote some of the poems in My Favourite Day. So, when I was writing a recipe for a fun afternoon, I thought to myself, what did I enjoy doing most when I was younger? And the answer is playing outside with my friends. And so I thought, what's a fun way to bring that into the form of a poem? And I thought, why not make it a recipe? That's different, that's fun because you can have a recipe to make a cake, to make an apple pie, so many different things. So I thought, why not make this into a poem format? And so I put the ingredients first, like a bicycle, a helmet, and then I listed my idea of a fun afternoon in the form of a recipe. And so I thought it would be a good way to play on the structure of the poem and the way it's set out, almost as if I was to give it to somebody, then they'd be able to follow it and have a fun afternoon themselves. And so I used words that you would find in a recipe like take this or prepare this or fill this or mix this, add a hint of this, and then the end result is taste all that life has to offer, as if you've created a lovely meal to enjoy. So, writing the musical keys for me was a way to express how music can just take up space, and specifically playing an instrument. I remember when I was younger, I used to play the piano, and I remember just the notes and the way things sounded. It's almost like it takes you to a whole different place, and it's so freeing because you don't know what you can create just from the movement of hands. And so I wanted to incorporate that in the poem. So, what are your hands doing? What shape are they? And then I realized when you're playing a piano, they're in the shape of a curve. And so I mentioned that in the poem. And just that there's no rules when you're playing an instrument. You can just feel free to play whatever you want and it ends up creating something beautiful. So the format of this poem also, there's no structure to it. You can see that it just goes along the page, and I wanted that to reflect the way music can be. It just goes and goes and goes, and there's no rules to it. You're able to create exactly what you want to create from music, which I think is an amazing thing. So, sunlight takes you on a journey of light that we see every day, the sun when it rises to when it sets. And so, I wanted to take the poem on that same journey. And you'll see that it's split into three parts. So, the first part being I first see it on my bedroom walls, because I think to myself, when I wake up in the morning, what's the first thing I see the sun hit? And I see it peeking behind my curtains and onto my walls. And so I chose to start there. And then in the middle, I then see it on my mother's face. Like, who do I see during the day? How does the sun light up someone's features? And so I thought it was good to incorporate that. And then later on, I see it disappear behind the houses, because when the sun is setting, you see it go down and you see it go down behind things. And yeah, I just thought creating that structure takes the reader on a journey and makes you also think, what do I see the sun do during the day? Where do I see the sun? What do I see it light up? What do I see it go down on? And so I think it gives space for the reader to also have a think about how sunlight is seen in their own lives. And for me, this is how it's seen in my life. And yeah, I thought it was nice just to give power to the sun, because it's something that we see every day, but we often take for granted. So I thought the sun is so beautiful in doing so many different things. Why not bring it to life in a poem?